All right, hello everybody. As you can see, the figure's not here. We have the plinth and backdrop. It's going to be a shorter stream today. I don't have as much time, so I thought this is the perfect time to actually start painting this. So you can see what it's going to look like when the guy goes on there. Of course, this light will be more of a warmish glow. All right. So I just threw some colors on there already. These are all from the Flamion non-metallic gold set from Pro Acryl. Dark orange brown, dark green brown. Shoot, what's this one called? Bright yellow ochre, bright pale yellow, and then I put some black and transparent yellow on there. We will start dark orange brown. And we're just kind of throwing some brush strokes down. These don't need to be precise. Not going to go super long like painting a wall or anything. I'll be quick and sharp. Point of this isn't to get like perfect and exact. Not everything needs to be smooth. That might be a little too yellow, but we can fix that. Just kind of gray it up a little. So we might want to start making it a little more coppery, orangey, yellow. Let's see here. Actually, getting an orange on the palette might be good. Use a little salmon skin since that's what we used in the skin tones. Start adding some more yellow and a little bit more white, bright pale yellow, almost white. That was too far out. Get a little look, see what's how it's looking. And when I'm done like throwing the brush strokes on there, I will put a little filter over everything, so kind of blend some of that together. All right. Now we can start kind of going a little white. It does look a little different on camera than in person. I think it's going to be turned kind of like that. Too light. I want that to be kind of just above the head, that brightest spot. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be good. So you can see I'm using a big brush here, size 7, and I'm just letting like the bristles split and everything. And actually, I'm kind of stamping it down on my shop towel over here to get it even more split like that. So you can just kind of like that and get those random stray marks. Obviously, I'm just using water here, so there's no actual paint going down, but let's get an idea of what I'm doing. I do want to get the cat hairs out of there, though. pure black on the top. Kind of got onto this. That's fine. All right. And we're getting some snakebite leather contrast. Let's take this color that we made up and make it a brownish gray. So while we're waiting for that backdrop to dry, start working on the cobblestones here. I do want these corners here to be the darkest. We'll come back with that pure black. We'll give a check after the filter was applied. Let's see. It's not bad. Yeah. That's still drying. Now we're kind of doing easy stone texture. You gotta remember, when the figure is on here, like most of this will be covered up, so it doesn't really matter how well it looks, but I'll still do it, get the practice in. All right, we'll do one more step up in value of that, and then wash it, glaze it, whatever, filter, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll come in with more precise stippling and edge highlighting. I think I'm also going to take the figure off the handle and just kind of place it on there so I can see what is actually exposed. There we go. Getting a dot of red on there and more snake bite. We gotta wait for that to dry. So we can kind of come back here and just reinforce some stuff. Gotta get that brightest plume in there. See, that's starting to dry, but I'll still give it a few more minutes. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mute and then just use air through the airbrush to dry that because I don't have a hair dryer right here, so I'm gonna mute real quick. There we go. All right. I'm gonna dry fit the figure on here and see what we need to actually highlight. So we're gonna try and carefully take him off. Actually, that little bit of tack is probably good for this. Nope, we want it more like that. I'll just hold it down like that. All right, so that's what it's looking like right now. Make sure that this I was just kind of hovering on this shot so I can take a screenshot so I can make sure I know that this is like the angle that I want it. Okay. So I can probably keep it on here while doing the stippling. Let's get, yeah, let's do this brush. Okay. You can see based on the light, you know, kind of coming like this, and you can see the beam there. we're going to be hitting all of these. So let's and I added a little bit of this filter into this mix so it's not super white looking. Let's see how this works. I might need to drop the value a little bit. After the stippling, I'll glaze in some other colors too. Some pinks and some purples. Very light. With this, you can kind of see how much of the back you're actually going to see when it's on here. You get a little bit more of that white tack. All right. That's fine. You can see putting that contrast kind of made the stones shiny because the contrast is a little satin, and now I'm putting matte paint on there, so it looks a little weird. But I am going to get out the airbrush and just matte varnish the stone portion, so it will look less weird once that's done. Because it does look a little strange that the higher value paint is dull and then the lower value is shiny, but you know, the matte varnish will fix that. All right, let's get some of this red, right, pale yellow, get a little pink, add some transparent yellow, and I got a little pinkish orange going. Get nice and thin. I'm just going to glaze this into a few spots. I'll get some dark purple from Pro Acryl. Hey Dave, how's it going? Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm good. Saw you guys got a bunch of snow. All right. At this point, you know, we got the shot of where he's going to be positioned. So I'm going to take him off, and then I'm going to come in and make sure that all these crevices are black. That black line in there, you know. Fix him back to the holder because he's not done. Thank you, Dave. Hoping it does well. Just making sure all of these in between brick areas are just black. Yeah, this backdrop was a little bit inspired by Moses's. It's kind of, let's say Moses Yao's. That's a little easier to say. Nun with the guns. It's kind of a simple backdrop with shaft of light. Yeah, so now that I took the figure off, you can definitely see how shiny that contrast paint is compared to the matte paint that I stippled on top of it. But like I said, I'm gonna get some. It's right here. Let me. Matte varnish. There it is. Just spray brush, airbrush it on. And they'll be looking like that. So actually, I want to do that right now. And then we can get back to the guy and start working on that black cloth again for the rest of the time. Looking for something to put down here because I don't want to spray all over my felt. How's your sculpting coming along? Making progress? Waiting on coaching for dancer? Oh, okay. Let's use this one. There we go. I'm going to mute real quick just so you don't hear the compressor. All right, let's just cleaning up the airbrush after that. That's all we really need right now. You do want it to fully dry and then cure before seeing if you need another coat. The ultra matte stuff is very powerful, very matte. Obviously, it's still wet, so it'll look pretty glossy, but it'll stop being glossy. So that's quick. That's kind of what it's going to look like. We'll bring him back out. And we can start working on that black cloth again. The elf still needs work. How much work are you thinking? Actually, I don't want to use that brush. Let's get you. Okay. So I've done this bit, so I kind of worked on the inside here. A lot of this is dark just because this is blocking it. Worked on this. This is just got that first coat of stippling on there, so we'll get more light over here, and then there's these bits over here, and then, you know, we got the back, but that's not for right now to worry about. That's for future me to worry about. The pivot when I can do something I want to. Oh, okay. Is that for anything specific? Is it for like a commission or is it for a contest? We already got this gray from the backdrop with warm colors in it, so that'll work for what we want to do. So for this, we're just doing a ton of stippling. Like I said, you know, with the light kind of coming here, it's all kind of getting light, so we'll just make sure we got some texture on the fabric, but we're not going as high value as right here. And you know, the way I've been doing this is stippling, filter glaze, stipple, filter, stipple, blending things back in and toning them down. So if it looks too high value right now, it will drop. Manager at WME, not sure. Take the Nova. No plans, how's that? Hey, it's great. Just like painting. Sometimes you paint pieces just to paint them. Sometimes you sculpt pieces just to sculpt them. Wanted to do it for a while, so when Speed Sculpt was how if I started and finishing nice. Yeah. Unless you got to get those ideas out of your head. Speaking of that, I have another idea for a diorama that I might take to Nova. Possibly Monty's too. We'll see how it does. Kind of changing what I was gonna do for that Watching Stars figure from Asa Sculpts. Katrina? Katrina? Saw that she's in the Eric's Discord now. It's cool. Katya. Yeah, I saw that Jonas Michael B did basic. I mean, it wasn't exactly my idea, but he did the black and white lady with like the colored flame. So I'm like, well, now it's too soon to do a black and white lady with one colored piece on her. So she posted a sculpting friend of hers, like a girl playing basketball, and I thought it would be a great idea to have like the watching stars girl kind of watching her playing basketball. So I'd have to reprint, like, I'd have to get them scaled together, you know, reprint the watching stars. Probably, obviously, I would do the one where she's sitting on the corrugated metal piece and just kind of cut that off and sculpt a little, like, park bench. She can be sitting there watching the girl play basketball, cheering her on. We'll see if I can get that done in time for Nova. That orc she just finished was really cool too. Nice. Is it something you want to keep secret, or would you be willing to share the idea? All right. Since the light's kind of coming from this way, you know, you're not going to get a lot of light over here, so we're not going to really bother putting texture anywhere there. Just a little bit here. And of course, that'll be blended back in. You can't see that because of the scepter. That's just more dots all over the place. Okay. Let's get that first filter in. What about a small fog machine? That could be an issue. But at last WME, Zaba had that centaur guy, and he used like dry ice and a little bit of water to create fog. It didn't seem to be an issue at all. Of course, you know, those tables are open, so I don't know how it would do in a glass case. So, yeah. So I don't know. You just put your thing on top of the case. I mean, you're one of the handlers. Who's going to tell you no? I want to make this a little more desaturated red, but probably not today because I didn't think I'd be doing this much painting. So I didn't even get a full piece of palette paper. I just kind of took a scrap, and I am running out of space. That's fair. I'll ask other Dave to play favorite though, and give you the space you need. So ideas need to help with motors. Luckily, an engineer will help me. I don't know about that, but I just remembered. You can ask Ben Comets about the fog thing. I remember one year at Crystal Brush when the Big Child pirate orcs were like brand new. He had a diorama that involved like a fog because he had like a building with a chimney, and that was in the case there. Don't remember if it was turned on in the cases. I feel like it was. This was, oh boy, 2016 maybe. Add a little more black to that gray. Let's kind of come back and do some like mid-tone stippling. Help further blend the higher value light in a bit. Yeah. Speaking of Nova, right now I'm at the point where I have too many ideas for my case. I don't think my case will be able to fit all of these pieces, so I got to start paring down. Because I have a bunch of pieces that I want to paint and have wanted to paint for a while, and I thought, why not do it for Nova? But I got to make sure that everything that I want to do will actually fit in there. Because I do have one piece that I have to do because I signed up for the, it wasn't really a sign up. I agreed to partake in a side competition at Nova. So I need to make sure that piece fits in. I forgot about travel. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you'll be coming from Europe at that time. Well, what does Eric do when he always takes a big case full of stuff? Like, does he check that? because I feel like that can't fit under the seat. Either that, or does he throw it in the overhead bin? No, when he takes a bunch of pieces to Europe. I really, really wanted to ignore all of this sculpted lettering on the cape trim, but the more I look at it, the more like noticeable it is. I feel like I'm gonna have to make that non-matte gold, and I really, really don't want to. It's just so tiny and annoying. Getting some pure black here, and this is the it's called Ionic now, I think, but when I got it, it was called Atom Black. A little more satin than my normal So Flat Black, so it won't look gray or have a gray tint to it when it dries, as matte blacks tend to do. I did not do the dark stippling over here. I'll have to wait for that to dry. Hey, Jet. How's it going? How are you feeling? Should have fixed it before I started painting. Dave, I should have done a lot of things. I honestly didn't even notice that there was like lettering on this little bit until I applied paint to it. Even after priming it, I didn't notice it. But yeah, should have filled it in. But, oh, you caught something that gave me a Steam achievement. A pineapple. I'll have to look what that achievement was. I have no idea. Right, just a little right there. Bring this down just a little bit. And that'll be it for the highlights on this section of black cloth. Thought I had a monster on the line, yeah. I think there is an achievement for catching the biggest fish in the game, which no one has done yet. Have he lived in a pineapple under the sea? Caught the sponge and the pineapple. That was the achievement. All right, let's see how this is looking. It's a little better. Okay, this section here should get a little bit of light. A little bit more. It has some stippling in there, but it should be just a little bit higher value. Angle this so both my eyes and the camera can see it. This bit should get a little light too. This is the back side of that red portion. Jet getting all of your fishes out of the way, huh? Must know I'm ending soon. Let me take some of this, a little bit of this, a little bit of this. And I'll see if I can actually hit some of that gold there. Yeah, no problem, Dave. I'm sure I'll be done by then anyway. Clearing up the waterway. Yeah, you got to get all that trash out of the pond so we can start catching more fish. We're getting there. It's covering. It's a really weird design. It doesn't seem to be like the same type of runes. It's just kind of like a, almost like a chain link, but a little more irregular. Try to make sure not to hit any of that red. Just this raised bit that'll be gold. That looking gold. Okay. Pop them off again so I can show the part that I really focused on today. You stay there. You all stay there. There we go. Little like that. There we go. So there we go. We got the backdrop painted. Ready for this guy to be attached. And the cobblestones. Maybe turn just slightly like that. There we go. So he's close to being done. Like I said, we'll finish him next week and then start on Angel. So next stream, we'll be working on this. If you can't see, I'll be working on the back, getting the skin and the shield. A little more black cloth and the red, and I'll try to like finish off all the red cloth and the runes and all that. Yeah.